everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Let technology catch up with my running mouth and my video, and let me also start things up over on Instagram. And I'm realizing that I don't have my stylus with me, so I'm just going to have to use my grubby fingers to control my phone for this week's live episode. So let me start that up first, and then we will really get things started here on Facebook and YouTube and also Instagram Live for this episode, which is scheduling episodes for the month of April. This is Friday, April 2nd, and we are talking about what we're going to be learning about for the month of April. So I do have a few ideas from all of you regular viewers that watch, especially I think last week's episode, we had a couple of suggestions, and I have some thoughts of my own in the scheduling process. So we definitely have three choices to make for upcoming episodes. So let me start up Instagram first. And I hope you like some of my overlay. I just created this myself, this little agenda. This way? Is it this way? This way. I feel like a weather forecaster. So this way, you can see what the agenda looks like, so I don't have to answer those questions on Facebook and YouTube about what this episode is about. We have it right here. Here. This is going to take me some getting used to. And I'm going to show you a little more of a different agenda overlay that I created earlier using, I think, Canva and some other tools. So you'll see that in a second. First things first, let me get started over on Instagram. So give me a moment. It looks like things are working on both YouTube and on Facebook, at the very least on YouTube today, because I did see that pop up in my notifications. So, all right, let's see. Live. Ooh, that is an extreme close-up here. Let me move this away. Oh, that's not going to work either. Oh, actually, that's not too bad. All right, let's see if I can roll with that a little bit. All right. Feet don't fail me now. Scheduling April episodes. Add that title. And hopefully that'll work. Perfect. So that's working over there, or at least it seems like it's working over on Instagram. So we're good to go. All right. Now, first things first, now that we're 3 minutes into the broadcast, introductions. Hello, if you are not a regular viewer to the broadcast, or even if you are, welcome to Tarot by Hilary Live. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friend, do not argue with me. You have intuition. I firmly believe that everyone has intuition, and the way I access my intuition, or the way that I encourage people to access their intuition, is through the magic and the power of the tarot cards. So yes, I am a professional tarot reader. Hi, Whitbug44. Let me wave to you. And if you would like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. That is Hilary with one L, pretty much the same as my Instagram handle. And that's also where you're going to find my website, tarotbyhilary.com. So you're able to book, I think, through most of my social media has my website there. And also I can try and share that on here as well. And by here, I mean Facebook and YouTube. So I can show you different scheduling options. See, this is the problem with having the agenda like this, because it's not moving. So There you go. So if you wanted to schedule a reading with me, I do have different options available, whether you want a 30-minute reading or an hour-long reading. So, and both of those options will pop up for you if you're watching on either YouTube or on Facebook. So there you go. Let me get that out of the way. How do I take that away? Hide. There we go. Back again. Okay. So if you're here watching live, please go ahead and put your name and where you're tuning in from into the chat. I would love to hear where you're tuning in from. And that's actually, even if you're watching the replay, you can go ahead and put that into the chat and let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear it. Hi, Winterlove83. Let me wave to you. So the topic of this week's episode is scheduling the remaining episodes in April. As I said before, this is being recorded on Friday, April 2nd, live. You might be seeing it at another time. And we are talking about what you want to learn about for the month of April. And Whitbug is tuning in from Washington, D.C. So welcome to the broadcast, Whitbug. Good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I am broadcasting from the wonderful state of New York, the burbs, right outside of New York City, about 20 minutes outside of New York City. And Winterlove is tuning in from Long Beach, California. Awesome. So we are, you know, if not international, at least national. We've got West Coast representing as well as East Coast. So welcome. And we usually do have a couple of people tuning in from Australia or New Zealand as well. Some of our regular viewers, like I know Katie is, I believe, Australia or New Zealand. And she always has to correct me almost every single time she tunes in. So Katie, I apologize, and just remind me whether you're tuning in from Australia or New Zealand, because I know there is a difference. And Craven Moore has joined us over on Instagram, so wave to you. Yeah, so I have my planner here. And that is going to be the topic of tonight's episode is what do you want to learn about on these Friday night sessions? And we do have, I do have one thing that I want to teach as part of my Sabbath series. And that was by popular request. So I've already taught a workshop about the holiday of Yule. I don't think I did in bulk, but I did do Ostara, which is happening this weekend. And so that was, I believe, was that last week's episode? I believe that was last week's episode. So if you want to tune into, no, it's not last week's episode. It is the week before that. So last week's episode was about women in the tarot. The week before that, we did Ostara. And so if you're wondering what Ostara is, we had our celebration of Ostara, which is otherwise known as spring equinox, a couple of weekends ago. You might be more familiar with some of the traditions, and you may think that it is more related to Easter. And while Easter is happening this Sunday, you know, there is a certain symmetry or synchronicity or connection between Ostara and Easter. So just letting you know about that. If that's interesting to you, you can go ahead and you can look at the replays of this weekly series. You can find them on IGTV if you guys are watching on Instagram, or you can find that on Facebook or on YouTube. I have a playlist of our Friday night workshops there, and so you can turn into past episodes there for wherever you're tuning in from. I don't think I have all of the past episodes loaded up on IGTV though, so if you are tuning in through IGTV, you want to go to basically my website, tarotbyhilary.com, and there is in the top navigation a tab that says free workshops, and you can get more information there, okay? So structure of this episode, as I do for most of the weekly episodes, is we start off the episode with the astrology from Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, from her wonderful AstroBiz Digest. Then we move right along into our topic. Tonight it is about the agenda for April's shows, what you want to learn about, what you want to find out about. And we definitely do have a couple of suggestions that I did get from last week's show. So I'm going to try and integrate that in here. So I want to hear your comments. This is definitely an interactive show tonight. And then once we've scheduled up our episodes for this month's shows, I am going to go into the weekend forecast. And that is how we're going to end the episode, where I will either pull a tarot card to give a reading for the collective for this weekend, or an oracle card. It depends on where I'm feeling drawn. This week, we are going to go to the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. So that is what I am being called to read from for the weekend forecast. So if you're here looking for a freebie, this is not really the space for it, but if you are looking for that freebie, you can have the astrology at the top of the hour, and you can have the reading for the collective at the end of the episode. So stay tuned to the end of the episode if you want that, okay? And then if we have even more people here, I do have some Ipsy stuff if you're interested in like my makeup journey. I'm not a makeup artist. I just like makeup, and we've done a couple ends of the episodes where, you know, if you want to stick around after the episode, I can show you some of my latest finds that I got from Ipsy. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned to the very, very end of the episode. Everyone good? Everyone copacetic there? And let me go ahead and do my hydration break here. Make sure to hydrate yourself. It's very, very important. Not only just because you're a person that needs water and hydration, but also when you are working with metaphysical topics or learning about metaphysical topics or doing divination, hydration becomes even more important for you to do. Okay, I'm good. So let me show you. If you're tuning in on Facebook or YouTube, let me change up my overlay here. I'm very excited about this. Hide that. Then I load it up. Some fun stuff here. So I do want to hear your feedback if you are a regular viewer. If you like this, definitely let me know. I'm very excited about this. It took me a while to figure out how to do this. And hopefully it doesn't show. And unfortunately for you, those of you tuning in through Instagram, you can't see what I'm talking about. But if you would like to see what I'm talking about, just hop over to my Facebook or YouTube. YouTube is youtube.com/Hilary Tarot, Hilary with one L. And if you want to look on Facebook, I think it's just facebook.com/Tarot by Hilary. Again, Hilary with one L. And I see that Zuri is here. Zuri, it's so nice to see you. And I think you're also tuning in on Facebook too. So let me know what you think about my new overlay. And if you like it, just let me know. Let me do my tiny logo up here. There we go. It has a certain symmetry to it. I like it. And let me go ahead and shout out Zuri here. Hi, Zuri. So nice to see you. Okay, so awesome. Thank you so much, Zuri. It's really cute, loving it. And I can also show you how to do this if you're looking to do more stuff like this. Definitely can teach you how to do it. So if you will look to where the little moons are jiving or dancing right now, sorry, Instagrammers, I love you, but this is more of a bare bones view until I can figure out how to do my overlays on BeLive Live to Instagram as well. Until then, bare bones it is. You're still getting the information though, which I think is the more important thing. So first of all, we want to check out what is going on astrologically from our resident I'm going to call her a resident astrologer, Teresa Reed, aka the Tarot Lady, from her wonderful AstroBiz Digest, which is a subscription that is $99 for a year's subscription. And unfortunately, if I show this right now, my face is going to go away. So just deal with it. So let me let that propagate while I pull up the astrology. But I personally subscribe to this this service, and it's really great. And I basically plan my week, my month, my year based on the astrology that Teresa gives in the AstroBiz Digest. And if you're worried about like, well, I don't know what any of the terminology means, or I'm not sure what Moon and Neptune means or how that affects me, like, you don't have to worry about that. Teresa really does take care of, and let me go ahead and display that. Teresa really does explain astrology in a really clear, practical way for the layman. You don't feel like you have to know astrology in order to get a benefit out of her AstroBiz Digest. So what I like to do on these weekly episodes is give you a little taste of it. And if you like what I'm hearing for the weekend, I usually illustrate Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. If you like what I'm hearing, if you like how Teresa words her stuff, you can definitely purchase a subscription to the AstroBiz Digest, and it's $99 for the year. It's basically for the cost of like a fancy coffee a week, which you totally can afford. It's like very, very affordable for what you get. And you get like a monthly overview, you get astrology for the week, you get power days, you get weekdays, and you also find out why and how that personally could affect you as well. So getting your natal chart done either on a website such as astro.com or cafeastrology.com, that will let you know how these different planets or astrological phenomenon would affect you personally. So like I say all the time, we are not just our sun sign. That's the reason why people kind of like look down their noses on horoscopes. They're just like, how can my horoscope be pertinent for everyone all the time? And the fact of the matter is it's not. It's pertinent for, in a very general way, for everyone that shares that sun sign. So we are way more than our sun sign. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at your horoscope. Anyway, I digress. So that's where you can find the AstroBiz Digest if you want a subscription for yourself. So let us kick off with the big astrological news. And by the way, I'm looking on my computer in a different tab for this because I don't know where I put my iPad. I think it's in the other room. So please go ahead and put any thoughts, comments, concerns into the chat, and I will get to them when I'm done reading the astrology for this weekend. Well, the biggest astrological phenomenon that we have to look out for this week and this weekend is Mercury zipping into Aries on the 3rd at 11:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And all of the times that I'm going to give you are in Eastern Standard Time. The messenger god is about to get fired up. During this transit, you'll want to make all communications as exciting as possible. Splashy sales, fun social media games, spicy blog posts will keep eyes focused on your biz. And please keep in mind that the AstroBiz Digest is mostly geared towards entrepreneurs, but I also have found it very pertinent in my personal life as well. Mercury in Aries can shorten attention spans. Don't be boring. If you're heading straight to Dullsville, people are going to get off at the very first stop. Keep them on their toes, and your biz will reap the rewards. And Mercury remains in Aries until April 19th. So that's the big astrological phenomenon we've got going on for this weekend. Now, for Friday, today, Mercury will be sextile Pluto in the wee hours of the day, casting a perfect glow for power messaging. This vibe will linger through the whole day, allowing you to catch the public's imagination. That being said, watch out for 2 spots in the day. 6:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and 1:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, at the time of this broadcast, both of those spots have passed already. But if you found yourself maybe up early and being really aggravated, that might be the reason why. Or the middle of the afternoon and you had some flakiness going on, that might be the reason why. And I definitely had that happen this afternoon. No, I'm not going to go into details other than that. The moon is in nasty aspects with Mars, first followed by Neptune. Oh, sorry. The moon is in nasty aspects with Mars first, followed by Neptune, which could bring out aggression and flakiness, two vibes that don't bode well for business. Everything improves at 5:17 p.m. Eastern Standard Time when the moon sextiles Jupiter, a sunny aspect that favors travel, publishing, and PR. It's also lucky AF. Get your big message out there tonight and you might score. So Friday, today, April 2nd, is a power day for Sagittarius and a weak day for Gemini. Any thoughts there before I move on to Saturday and Sunday? While I hydrate myself. No? Okay. Let us move on to tomorrow and Sunday. So tomorrow, the moon enters Capricorn on Saturday morning, which makes this weekend productive as it can be. This is a CEO moon, ideal for making big decisions and meeting with industry leaders. It is also your time to step up into your boss shoes if you're in the public eye. Saturday evening finds the moon in a trine with Uranus at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a super time for clever social media memes or hosting online groups. Mercury enters Aries at 11:41 p.m. and suddenly communication gets all feisty. I have already read the scope or the info, so you already know about that big astrological phenomenon that's happening this weekend, Mercury entering Aries. Sunday morning starts off with gnarly aspects. It's also Easter. Instead of hitting the marketing, take the day off and head out for brunch or an egg hunt. If you insist on doing business, wait until 5:55 p.m. when the moon is sextile Neptune, an excellent aspect for brainstorming sessions with your team. Both days are power days for Capricorn and weak days for Cancer. So that is our astro-weather from Teresa Reed's excellent AstroBiz Digest. Does anyone have any questions? Or is there a particular day that you wanted to look back on from the week that I can tell you perhaps what was happening astrologically before we move on to scheduling this month's episodes? Let me know. Okay, I'm going to take that as a no questions. But if you still want me to look back on the astrology, just let me know, pop it into the chat. Whitbug44 says, Sunday is my birthday, so brunch sounds great. Well, happy birthday, Whitbug. Speaking from one Aries to another, my birthday is actually next Thursday. Actually, well, this coming Thursday, April 8th. So happy birthday to Whitbug44. And you have the same thing happening to you that's happened to me on multiple occasions in my life, having your birthday fall on Easter. This is what happens with Aries of this time of year. You know, it's just like, I have to share my birthday with Easter. Okay. That either results in more chocolate or less chocolate. So I hope you get more chocolate. All right. Anybody else? Okay. Let us move on to this month's episodes and what you guys want to learn about this month. And let me make sure I'm putting in the right overlay here. There we go. We're on to this month's episodes, what we're learning about this month. And Whipbug44 says, always a celebration. That's okay. Yep, exactly. Zuri says, happy early birthday, Hilary. Thank you so much, Zuri. I appreciate it. And I'm also getting into like I do this almost every year for my birthday where I start to buy myself birthday gifts because, you know, like I know what I like. I'm not going to wait for people to like buy me stuff. I'm going to buy my own stuff. But this year happens to be a milestone birthday for me. So I feel like I'm even more into that right now where I'm buying myself a lot of stuff because it's just like I'm justifying it like it's a big birthday. It's a big birthday, and I won't say what it is, but it's not 30 and it's not 50. So you can figure it out. Okay, so this month's episodes, I have had a couple of suggestions. Last week's episode, I uncovered a topic that people wanted to learn about, which is stage cards of the tarot. And this came about because of last week's episode, Women in the Tarot, where we talked a lot about Pamela Coleman Smith, who was the artist that created the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And we also talked a little bit about Lady Frida Harris, who was the artist who created the Thoth Tarot. Now, they were given, they were the artists, but they were given supervision and guidance from liberation of like the unsung heroes of the tarot that happened to be women. And it was in honor of Women's Appreciation Month, which was the month of Coleman Smith's background as a theater background designer came into play when she was creating the Rider-Waite-Smith cards. And so she included 13 states that episode. So let's keep that in the back of our mind if pendulums are something that's of interest to you, but you haven't had any success with them lately. So it could be correctly, but it may be that my way of working with them might work for you, or it may be that that's not the right tool for you and something else would work for you better. So a lot of the time with different divination tools, we experiment. We see what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And I'm a very big proponent of that. Like, take what works for you and leave the rest behind. There have been people that have worked with me before that's just like, I don't get tarot. Like tarot doesn't speak to me, but runes speak to me, or oracle cards speak to me, or the I Ching speaks to me, or scrying or crystal ball gazing works for me. So there are so many different methods of divination that you're almost guaranteed to find something that will work for you if something doesn't. Easter, World Health Day, National Siblings Day, Tax Day, Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day, World Book Day. Aha, I see. World Book Day is on the 23rd, folks. However, that's when I've scheduled Beltane. So maybe we can talk about recommended books. Oh, we've also got the Academy Awards on the 25th of April, too. Interesting. And we also have Earth Day as well, in the environment. Maybe we could talk about the Gaian Tarot on Earth Day. April is Stress Awareness Month as well, folks. So there are tons of story ideas here. Any particular suggestions? Otherwise, I will run with previously suggested topics. So we've got stage cards, we've got pendulums. How about for the Academy Awards? Maybe celebrity readings, or reading, not necessarily readings for gambling, but, you know, like kind of predictive readings. Because it kind of is something that I don't really do a lot personally myself. But when I have been teaching my students, when I do my tarot intuitive course, sometimes my students are just like, I don't have anyone to practice on. Like, I don't have any guinea pigs to do my readings on. And when I say, really, like, because usually guinea pigs for tarot is not hard to come by. Usually if you say like, hey, I'm trying this out, and all of a sudden your friends are falling all over themselves and just like, me, I want a reading. So it's usually more about setting boundaries with your friends, like, hey, I'm learning, like one person at a time, help, like, be careful, like too much, one person at a time. But if you do have that problem where you're like trying to learn your divination system and you don't have anyone to practice on, sometimes people recommend that you practice on celebrities, or and there it is a little bit of a gray area, because it's just like, oh, well, I don't know the celebrity, and like, isn't that kind of like messing with someone's free will, or being really presumptuous? And it's just like, okay, well, if you don't know the celebrity, if they're more of a public figure, like, this is just for practice purposes. It's not like I'm saying go find their publicist and try and get in touch with them because you gave them a tarot reading and you need them to know the message. Like, no. That is not what I'm talking about. That is simply more for practice purposes. So you can do that with anyone, not necessarily like a celebrity, like an actress, but you can do it for like a sports person, or sports figure, a restaurateur, a fashion designer. Or you can even experiment and do it on the shows that you're watching. Even if it's a fictional show, pull a couple of cards to see where the plot line might be going and try and predict what the next thing is going to happen in the storyline. So we can always do an episode on that. Whitbug says, so true. Everybody loves a reading. Well, sometimes it has this like kind of visceral reaction. I mean, I've had this myself in my own professional practice, where I walk into a party and I'm there because the hostesses hired me to come and do readings. And there's definitely two types of people. There's usually not anyone that's like really on the fence. There's either like, hell yes, or hell no. Like, there's either a like, or so if you have that in your group of friends where it's just like, either there's too many, then you have your guinea pigs, and if there isn't and there's crickets, you can practice on celebrities. It's like, it's kind of a gray area, but at the same time, it's not like you're reaching out to that celebrity and trying to like, here, I need you to see this reading that I did for you. Otherwise, it's kind of creepy. Whitbug says, I guess I hang out with the hell yes people. Good. That's good. Practice on them, right? So, all right, we have a couple of topics here. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump them into the calendar and let the chips fall as they may. And then I will release the schedule of episodes for next week. Usually I like to plan the episode so that at least I can tell you on this episode what next week's episode is. But actually I have an idea for next week's episode, because my birthday is on the 8th. And so the episode would be on the 9th. So I'm thinking maybe we'll talk a little bit about my birth cards, something related to my birthday. Or maybe revisiting my free challenge, which I don't know if everyone has done yet. So this is my card of the day challenge, which I'm considering not doing like a challenge and just putting up all of the videos that I've done for the card of the day challenge onto a playlist onto YouTube, so that people can do it whenever they want to. So I think that's what I'm going to do for next week's episode. So let me grab my pencil and pencil that in. Card a day challenge. And how about we do stage cards on the 16th, Beltane on the 23rd, and then pendulums on the 30th. How about that? All right, so I'm gonna type that in here. do a completely new agenda. So new list here. Scheduling April episodes. Okay, so April 9th, Card A Day Challenge. I'm just going to put all of these in first, and then I will go through them with you guys. April 16th, Stage Cards. April 23rd, Beltane. And 30th, Pendulums. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead through and display all of those dates. And so again, I do want to remind people of when we do these episodes. We do these episodes every Friday nights at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that is where you'll find me every Friday night at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Facebook, on my YouTube, on my Instagram. So, and we're talking about different episodes. So this is the reason why I plan at the start of every month so that you know when to tune in for the particular episode that is of interest to you. And just because you can't make it live, you can still catch the replays anytime from either my Facebook or from my YouTube playlists. They're all there. I've been doing this for like a year and 3/4. As of August, it'll be 2 years of me doing these weekly live shows for everyone. So we have a tremendous amount of archived episodes that you can check out at any time you want to, whatever is floating your boat or whatever you need to know at that moment. Different episodes like about the full moon, about manifestation. We might have to do a tapping episode too, about EFT tapping. So I'm writing that down for for another possible upcoming episode. What other episodes have we done? Tons of episodes about birth cards, about year cards, about yearly forecasts as well. I'm probably going to go back and revisit the cards that we pulled in January for this year. And if it's how things are playing out, because that's always an interesting part of doing tarot readings or any type of reading, is going back to your notes that you took of readings that you did in the past and seeing how things work out. Because even though certain tarot readers can be pretty accurate, there is that sort of mystery. There's those experiences where like you get a tarot card and you're just like, I don't know how that fits in right now. And then you look back in retrospect and then you realize, oh, that's what that meant. And I love that part of tarot. I hate it sometimes because I'm just like, I hate uncertainty. Oh, I hate the divine timing or having to wait for things, you know, like it gets me so impatient and frustrated. But then when I look back and I see how everything played out, I'm just like, oh, that had to happen exactly the way it happened, or that had to happen in exactly the way that that was timed to happen. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened in the same way, and I probably would be pretty unhappy. So a lot of my lessons lately have been about divine timing and learning when to let go and just let it be and have things flow to me rather than pushing against something that doesn't work, right? So long story short, Fridays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to be doing the following episodes. So next Friday, April 9th, in honor of my birthday, I'm going to be talking a little bit about the Card of the Day Challenge or Card a Day Challenge. And that's a 5-day challenge that I've run pretty much every year for the past 4 years. I think it's been 4 years, where you watch a video and you pull a card. And it's basically trying to get you into a card of the day practice to be able to practice, to make tarot or whatever divination system that you use. You don't have to just use tarot. You can do this for runes. You can do this for oracle cards. But it's basically acclimating you to touching your tarot deck or touching your divination tool every single day, because then it becomes a routine, it becomes a good habit for you to have. And with daily practice, it really does speed up your way to tarot mastery. It really does help you establish that personal connection with your cards that really takes your readings from good to great. That really becomes, instead of like this dry kind of like, okay, here's the tarot card, here's my companion book, card, book, book, card, card, book. Instead of that, which that's the way a lot of people learn the tarot. But touching your cards every day and starting to forge that personal connection with them, where it's just like, oh wait, I know what that tarot card means, and I don't have to look at the book. Really, a tarot card of the day practice truly helps, I feel. And there are some readers that don't agree with me, but this is my show, so the opinions are expressed in the show are my opinions and my opinions alone. And that is what works for me. So April 9th, next Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will be talking about the Card a Day Challenge. April 16th, we will be talking about the stage cards of the tarot, specifically the 13 cards in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck created by Arthur E. Waite and Pamela Coleman Smith. And those 13 stage cards, those are mostly hers. That's her idea. On the 23rd, we were talking about Beltane. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, Beltane, which is the Irish spelling of the Sabbath. And we'll be talking about the different practices, rituals of that Sabbath, that high holy day for pagans. So talking about the maypole, talking about the bonfires, talking about fertility, that is all Beltane. And then finally, the last episode of the month, April 30th, we were going to be talking about pendulums. So Whitbug, if you've been having issues with pendulums and you want to take a crack at them again, see if that's really not for you, I would suggest you join us on April 30th for that episode. All right. Again, I will go over this one more time, and then I will put up this list of scheduled episodes over the weekend so that everyone can reference it and remember what time, what date and time those episodes are happening, and come join us live. It's always more fun to join live. There's just this momentum that happens when you're on the live, and you can ask all of your questions in real time so that I can answer them on the video. And then that not only benefits you, but it benefits everybody else that's watching the replay, because they probably have very similar questions to what you're going to ask. So you might as well ask them on the live, right? Anyway, April 9th, Card a Day Challenge. April 16th, Stage Cards. April 23rd, Beltane. And finally, April 30th, Pendulums. And all of those episodes are happening Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, wherever you're tuning in from right now. Okay. Turn off that crawler. Any questions or any suggestions for future episodes before we move on to the weekend forecast? No, yes, yes, no. All right. Oh, geez. Oh, that is such a difficult question. So Winterlove83 asks, what's your favorite deck to use? Oh, that is such a hard question to answer because I'm a tarot deck magpie. I love all of my decks, but I guess the easiest and the quickest answer to your question is which is my default deck, like which is the one that I go to the most when I'm working with clients, and that would be the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith deck. So that's published by US Games, and it is kind of like a watercolory jump off of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. So the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith has a backing that has this like kind of plaid backing to it. So that's like the OG, right? And the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith has stars on like a dark blue background as the back of the deck, and then the cards themselves have like a kind of more muted watercolory feel to them. They're not as garish in color. Like the reds are like really, really red. The yellows are really, really yellow, and they're just garish, and I just don't like the feel of them. But for some reason, the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith, like I love. That's like my jam. Yeah. So if you just go to US Games Systems, or let me see if I can remember the URL. Yes, usgamesinc.com. And you can just put in Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith or Radiant RWS, and you should be able to find that. And I hope it works for you. I hope you love it as much as I do. And there are all different versions too. They have like mini ones now. Rider-Waite-Smith decks in the tins too. And in the tin can be really, really great because it's almost like you can have a little like altar on the go. Like you can put it in a little packet, like a little to-go salt packet, and put it in there. You can put a tiny crystal in there, a little bit of sage or crumbling of sage. Just make it nice and mystical, or however mystical you want it to be. And then you have like your tarot to go in the tin too. So, and now I want to buy more decks. So thank you for restarting my magpie nature. And I really haven't been buying a lot of decks lately. I've been really, really good this year. But I'm starting to restart again because there are a couple of decks that I really want to get. One is a Kickstarter that Jamie Sawyer did called the Pocket of Peers tarot deck. And that is a lot of people I know, readers that I know, are featured in that deck. So I had to get that deck. Like one of my co-hosts, Jamie Elford, is the Page of Wands in that deck. Melissa Sanova, my other co-host for the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast, is the High Priestess, I believe, in that deck. Yeah, I think she's the High Priestess in that deck, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't know, like a lot of people are in that deck. And I think the Kickstarter is still going on, but it was fully funded within 95 minutes of the start. So you might want to check that out too. Really cool. But it hasn't come out yet, so I can't say like for definite like what's your favorite deck to use. So I'm going to still answer the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith. Yes, it is a beautiful, beautiful project, Winterlove. Yep. So everyone give Jamie Sawyer the business and support her Kickstarter, because I really want that funded. I mean, obviously it's funded, but she's already like making the stretch goals. Now she has these beautiful laser cut wooden stands where you can put your card of the day into the stand, like Pocket of Peers Kickstarter. So if you look up Pocket of Peers, you should be able to find it on Kickstarter. And I think it's a favorite project, or projects we love on Kickstarter right now. So, and also this is probably going to become my favorite deck, but I don't even know when it's going to come out yet. Speaking of the Page of Wands and Jamie being the Page of Wands, I'm the Page of Wands in another deck that's going to be coming out, but I don't know when that's happening. So if you want pictures of that, I believe I've posted pictures on Instagram, and I've also posted pictures on my Facebook page. Actually, my Facebook page, if you go to facebook.com/tarot by Hilary, my Facebook picture is me as the Page of Wands, the painting. So check that out. It's very, very cool. And when I found out about that, I was having a really, really bad week. Like I was having a really bad week, and I was just like, who am I? No one listens to me. Why do I do this? Or I think I was having an issue with a client that week too. And I'm just like, I'm a terrible tarot reader, or I'm not a good businesswoman, or, and I was like rethinking everything. And we all have those kind of moments, right? Just not everyone talks about them. And then I found out that that's the exact moment that I was listed as the Page of Wands and shown this beautiful painting with my face. And I was just like, okay, I needed that sign. Thank you. Back into it, back into the fray. So, but yeah, that is probably going to become my favorite deck. So thank you for asking. Okay. Weekend forecast. Yes. Yes. Oh, I don't even need the crawler here because I have my my little moons displaying where we are in the episode. What do you think about that? I'm like really, really psyched about this overlay, guys. I'm going to be playing around with this for different episodes that I can say, or I can change this up as change this up. this right here to match what we're doing that week with episodes. So like the card of the day challenge, I might actually show some of the videos that goes along with the card of the day challenge, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a structure to it too. So it builds one on the other, and it gives you like a little bit more information about tarot each day. And if you're already familiar with the card of the day challenge, if you've done it before in the past, just let me know in the comments and what you think about it and how I can improve upon it next year. So, all right, weekend forecast, and then we'll wrap up and I'll let you get on with your lives and your Easter weekend. And then after that, after the weekend forecast, you can guys can go. But if you want me to talk a little bit about Ipsy, about makeup stuff, which is my other obsession, stick around. So we are working with the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell with artwork by Danielle Noel. Danielle Noel, by the way, is the artist behind the Star Child Tarot and the Moonchild Tarot. Both really, really beautiful, beautiful decks. And I can't remember where to get those decks from. This deck, this one that she has done, is a collaboration with Rebecca Campbell. It's through Hay House is the publisher. And she also did the Work Your Light Oracle deck with Rebecca Campbell. But it's all Danielle Noel's artwork, which is very, you'll see. You'll see when I pull one. But if you like what you're seeing here, definitely want to check out the Star Child Tarot and the Moonchild Tarot. They're beautiful decks. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. And I think you can do the Star Child Tarot at just starchildtarot.com. That's where you can find it. And I think there's been a couple of different versions of the Star Child Tarot that she's done. Let me just double check here. Yeah, I think she was reworking some of it. So I think she reworked both the Star Child Tarot and the Moonchild Tarot. So like, and I think she's done the different versions, like different sizes. So, ooh. And she has a beautiful tarot mat too. Uh-oh, I'm going down the rabbit hole again. Whitbug had to leave. Got to go have a great weekend. You too as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. And then come back into IGTV. You can check out the weekend forecast. Okay. All right. What do we most need to know for this weekend? A little bit of a messy shuffle there, folks. And I'm gonna laugh if Trust the Timing comes up. And notice that I am shuffling here. Because if Trust the Timing comes up, I'm just gonna like throw the card across the room and just like rage quit. Because that's been coming up a lot lately for me and for my clients. Of course, now that I said that, it's gonna happen, so. Interesting. It is not Trust the Timing. But there is some shit going down though this weekend, and especially with it being Easter weekend, and sometimes we've got family stuff going on this weekend. Even though you know, we are still in the time of the pandemic, and some people can't meet with each other, or small gatherings need to happen, or it might be over Zoom. Either way, there is going to be types of gatherings this weekend, virtual or not, and actually. Side note to that, I finally was able to snag a vaccination appointment. So that will actually be next weekend. So it's like kind of a birthday gift for me, going to get my arms stuck. But it's something I don't think I've ever looked this forward to a medical appointment in a very long time. So on that note, we have gotten for the weekend forecast the Great Severing. Mars energy, anger, conflict, and softening to love. So I'm just going to show that there. I'm going to show that there. Okay, you guys can see that? All right. So I will look up in the companion book what that means, because we are working with an oracle deck, as I've said a few times in these weekly shows. Oracle decks and tarot decks have different structures. A tarot deck has like a pretty traditional structure. Even if you're looking at different tarot decks, that structure is not going to change. However, with an oracle deck, the oracle deck can be whatever the creator wants it to be. It doesn't really have a structure that it needs to follow like the tarot deck does. Like every tarot deck will have 78 cards. Every tarot deck will have a Fool card. It will have a Major Arcana. It will have Minor Arcana. It will have the Justice card, the World card, the Death card. And some of those cards may be renamed, but have the same basic meaning. Or the name might be reworked based on the artist's or designer's interpretation of that card. For example, the Fool card could become the Seeker. The Death card, instead of being called the Death card, could be called Transformation or Change. But it's still a tarot deck. If it's 78 cards and it follows that structure, it's a tarot deck. This is an oracle deck. It follows its own structure. And we do have an episode on the differences between tarot cards, Lenormand cards, and oracle cards that you may want to check out if you are interested. So again, find that on Facebook or on YouTube, whichever you prefer. Okay, so the Great Severing. 72. Okay, so these words are Rebecca Campbell's, not mine, but I will provide some interpretation afterwards if I feel I need it. Sometimes with these cards, it doesn't need interpretation. So this is a shadow card, one that might feel confrontational. Do not be afraid. It is here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it is important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our unconscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place where fear and anxiety roam free. Interesting. Winter Loves 83 is saying pair of scissors in a dream very recently for me. So this might be coming up to confirm that something needs to be let go of, or something needs to end, or something needs to be severed. So interesting that your dreams are coming up like that. And also, we did have the full moon last weekend in Libra. So that is definitely brought on a lot of lucid dreaming, a lot of people having very vivid, memorable dreams. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams around this time too. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others and the world. Come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world. Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. Yeah, Winter Love is saying, yes, I'm so moon sensitive. Yes. And for some reason, the full moon, like, it normally doesn't knock me out. This weekend, it completely exhausted me. And I was just like sleeping like 11, 12 hours. It was crazy. So you're not alone. You're definitely not alone. So this is an inquiry card. How are you cutting yourself off from love? How can you soften toward those who have hurt you? So that is the weekend forecast for this weekend. And you might be feeling those energies even further along into the weekend, like Monday, Tuesday, perhaps. So just be on the lookout. Be cognizant and sensitive to the dreams that are happening, because they could be providing you really useful information, or a way to make sense of the situation that you're going through right now. And I'm going to use this as like the weekend forecast and also card of the day, because I didn't do the card of the day today. Again, the day got away from me. This is the third day in a row, folks. Yikes. All right. Well, that will do it for this week's episode. If you guys want to stay tuned to the very, very end, let me know if you want me to look over makeup stuff. I can do that. If you're not interested in the makeup stuff, like that, tell me. So Winter Love says, beautiful. Thanks, Hilary. Have a great weekend. You too. Thank you so much for joining in. Always glad to see new subscribers, new viewers to the broadcast. Really warms my heart, and that if it works for you, if it's helpful for you, then I know that I'm doing a good job. So thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I don't think I'm going to really focus too much on the makeup because it's already like 7:45. And also I have my dinner waiting for me, but I will show you a couple of things first. So I was having a little bit of problems with Ipsy, and I ended up getting none of the things that I thought I was going to get in my glam bag. So I had to like put out a customer service thing, and then they were just like, okay, you know, yes, we'll definitely send you an accommodation order. Go ahead and like keep those on us. So this was the only thing that I thought I was getting. And then all of the rest of the things in the bag, like not a matchup to anything that I thought I was getting. So it was a little bit annoying. It's actually a pretty color though. Did I open it before? Hold on. Like, look how pretty my light is not going to work here. Hold on. See, that's super bright. Hold on. Let me see if I can tone it down a little bit. No, it's not working. Anyway, There we go. Super, super pretty. It's like a lilac and sand kind of color here. And I'm just going to lift up. Can't really see it on Instagram. But that's the only thing that I actually expected. And then all the rest of it I didn't expect. So, but there was one thing that I did specifically put onto my add-ons, and I'm really, really loving it. So I've already taken it out of the package. It's the Laura Geller Prep and Go Lip Scrub and Tint Duo. So on one side is like literally a lip scrub that you can put on like a lipstick, but it has that grittiness to it, so it exfoliates your lips. And then on the other side, it's like a lip oil that has a tint to it. And it's really, really beautiful. And I've been using it almost every day, and my lips are a lot softer because of it. So let me show you. So it's a double-sided. Okay. Literally looks like a lipstick, shaped like a lipstick, but it has this grittiness to it, and it is actually a scrub. So you just do the scrub like a lipstick. It smells really nice too. And you wipe it away or lick it away, whatever, because it's not anything harmful in there. And then once you've done that, you open up the other end, and this is a lip oil, so it's good for your lips, but it also has a tint to it too. And it smells nice as well. So that's the one thing I wanted to show you guys. There's plenty of other stuff that I can do, and I can do another Instagram Ipsy haul kind of video for you. So I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. In fact, not at all. Thank you all so, so much for watching. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down on Instagram. So thank you, Instagrammers, for watching. And thank you all for watching on YouTube or Facebook, wherever you're watching or tuning in from, whatever source you like to tune in for. And I will see you all next week. Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're talking about the card of the day challenge and basically celebrating my birthday. Why not? So remember, Fridays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so, so much for watching. Once again, my name is Hilary, professional tarot reader, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition, because yes, my friend, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Once again, if you would like a reading with me, you can totally book one at tarotbyhilary.com. It is the same as my handle on Instagram, which I have displayed here, and it's Hilary with one L, except no substitutes. And I will once again show you in here. I am available for readings. And actually, you can just go here, schedule a reading, tarotbyhilary.com, purchase a reading, or there is a navigation bar in the top navigation where you can just go ahead and book that through my scheduling app. No, don't show that. Yes, so that. Okay. Cool. All right. Thank you all so, so much for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Have a great Easter if you celebrate Easter. And I will catch you all next week, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.